Have you ever teetered on the edge of a reckless leap, heart pounding with the thrill of freedom, only to feel the undertow of doubt pulling you beneath the waves? Or perhaps, tasted the salt of camaraderie, a bond forged in the chaos of laughter and liquor that reveals the raw, unshackled truth of who you are? Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 2, Dive into Chaos, released on July 13, 2025, is a siren's song from the depths, its rhythm pulsing with the reckless abandon of youth and the ache of unspoken loyalty. Imagine the sting of sea spray on your skin, the roar of waves crashing like a drunken chant, the fleeting warmth of a shared bottle under a starless sky. This is no mere episode. It's a dive into the heart of revelry, a half-remembered dream where joy and pain collide like tides against a jagged shore. For those who cherish the raucous hilarity of Gintama or the heartfelt chaos of the disastrous life of Seiki K, this episode rekindles that wild, nostalgic fire, not as a flicker, but as a roaring blaze that demands you plunge headfirst into its embrace. Picture Aizu's sun-bleached shores, where the ocean breathes secrets of freedom and the air is thick with the tang of salt and sake. This is the world of Grand Blue, a coastal haven where the line between college life and chaos blurs, where every dive is a metaphor for surrender, every drink a toast to fleeting youth. At its core is Iori Kitahara, a reluctant hero whose sharp tongue and sharper wit mask a heart yearning for belonging, his sunburned skin a canvas of every misadventure. Beside him stumbles Chisa Kotegawa, her steely gaze a lighthouse in the storm, her love for diving a silent prayer for purpose, yet her rare smiles betray a warmth she guards like buried treasure. Akihiko Azuma, the boisterous captain of the Peekaboo Diving Club, is a whirlwind of muscle and mischief, his laughter a thunderclap that hides a flicker of doubt about his future. Yuma Uchida's Iori delivers a performance that's a tidal wave of sarcasm and vulnerability, his voice cracking with exasperated humor in one breath and quiet sincerity in the next, like a wave breaking on the shore. Risa Shimizu's Chisa is a restrained melody, her clipped tones softening in moments of trust, each word a ripple of her guarded heart. Katsuyuki Konishi's Azuma booms with infectious energy, yet a subtle tremor in his quieter lines hints at unspoken fears. Can you hear their voices, echoing the laughter of your own reckless nights? Have you ever stood on a beach, the sand warm beneath your feet, feeling the pull of bonds that both anchor and unravel you? These characters are not just divers, they are your companions, their struggles a mirror to the wild, untamed corners of your soul. What does it mean to dive into the depths of friendship, knowing the currents of time will one day pull you apart? Episode 2 plunges into the heart of camaraderie, where Iori's bravado masks a fear of being left behind, his every jest a shield against the ticking clock of college life. Chisa, ever the stoic, grapples with the tension between her solitary passion and the chaotic warmth of the group, her silence a canvas for unspoken longing. Azuma, the larger-than-life leader, faces the shadow of graduation, his laughter a defiant roar against an uncertain future. Have you ever clung to a moment so fiercely, knowing its transience makes it all the more precious? This episode dares to ask, is freedom found in reckless abandon, or in the quiet strength of those who stand beside you? Theirs is a dance of loyalty and loss, each character a note in a symphony of fleeting youth. Iori's drunken antics, Chisa's steady hand on the dive gear, Azuma's booming challenges. They weave a tapestry of connection that frays at the edges with the weight of impermanence. Like the sailors of old, bound by the sea yet haunted by its vastness, they navigate the uncharted waters of their own hearts. When have you laughed until your sides ached, only to feel the sting of a goodbye lurking in the shadows? The episode doesn't spell out these truths. It lets them ripple beneath the surface, inviting you to dive deeper, to feel the ache of bonds that burn brighter for their brevity. Zero GS animation is a tidal surge, each frame a love letter to the ocean's untamed beauty. The underwater scenes shimmer with cerulean light, bubbles rising like fleeting dreams, while the shore's golden glow bathes the characters in a warmth that feels like a stolen summer. A low-angle shot of Iori, silhouetted against a blazing sunset, casts him as a reluctant titan, his defiance larger than life, while a Dutch tilt during a drunken brawl skews the world, mirroring the chaos within. The camera lingers on Chisa's hands, steady on her dive mask, a quiet testament to her resolve, while Azuma's wild gestures explode across the frame like a storm breaking free. Can you feel the sun's heat on your skin, the salt crusting on your lips, as you watch these scenes unfold? The color palette is a paradox of vibrancy and melancholy. The ocean's blues pulse with life, yet the fading oranges of dusk hint at times slipping away. The animation's texture is fluid yet gritty, the splash of waves and the clink of bottles rendered with a tactile immediacy that pulls you into Aizu's shores. Have you ever watched a sunset and felt the world pause, as if waiting for you to seize the moment before it fades? This is beauty that crashes over you, leaving you breathless, yearning to dive into the next frame. some murmur that Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 2 leans too heavily on its drunken antics, a raucous repetition of Season 1's chaos. Yet, this boisterous revelry is no flaw, but a deliberate pulse, each toast a defiant cry against the fleeting nature of youth, each stumble a step toward deeper bonds. The humor is not mere excess. It's a ritual, a celebration of life's absurdities that binds the characters closer than any sober moment could. Others whisper that the diving scenes are too brief, overshadowed by comedy. Yet, these fleeting glimpses of the ocean are not a weakness, but a siren's call, their brevity amplifying their allure, like a half-remembered dream you ache to reclaim. Like a sports car roaring through a quiet town, some call the humor outdated, yet Grand Blue is a revolution, its raw energy proving that the flame of camaraderie never fades, that icons of joy endure. The soundtrack, crafted by the Shigenabu Okawa and Hideyuki Fukasawa, is a living tide, its rhythms swelling like the ocean itself. A jaunty guitar riff dances through the drunken revelry, each strum a burst of laughter, while a soft flute motif hums beneath Chisa's diving scenes, a whisper of serenity amid the chaos. The opening, Blue Journey, by the Natsu Summer, is a raucous anthem, its beat pounding like waves against a cliff, while the ending, Aozora, by Yui Horii, lingers like a bittersweet breeze, carrying the ache of fleeting summers. Have you ever heard a song that felt like a memory of nights spent under the stars, its melody a rope pulling you back to moments you thought lost? The absence of sound is a weapon. A sudden hush as Iori stares at the horizon, the world holding its breath with him, the distant crash of waves a reminder of time's relentless march. The clink of bottles, the splash of a dive, the raucous cheers. These are not mere effects, but the heartbeat of Aizu, wrapping you in its wild embrace, urging you to listen closer, to feel the rhythm of their lives. There comes a moment, oh how it surges, when the laughter fades, and the weight of unspoken truths crashes like a wave against the shore. Without spoiling, picture a scene where the trio stands beneath a sky too vast, their voices stilled, their hearts laid bare by a single, reckless act. It's not a clash of fists, but a collision of souls, a moment where the masks of bravado slip, revealing the fragile bonds beneath. Have you ever stood in the silence after a storm, feeling the world shift beneath your feet, knowing nothing will be the same? This is no mere turning point. It's a tide that reshapes the shore, a truth that demands you witness its unfolding. What does it mean to cling to those you love, when the current of time threatens to sweep them away? The episode leaves this question hanging, a hook lodged in your heart, its answer a mystery that pulls you toward the screen, desperate to know what lies beyond the horizon. Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 2 is not a story to be watched. It is a dive into the depths of your own heart, a plunge into the chaos and warmth of bonds that define you. Can you taste the salt on the wind, feel the burn of sake in your throat, hear the laughter that drowns out the ticking of time? This episode is a mirror, reflecting the wild joy of your youth, the ache of friendships you fear losing, the freedom you've chased in reckless moments. Like the raucous nights of Barakamon or the heartfelt antics of Konosuba, it reawakens the pulse of camaraderie, not as a memory, but as a call to live, to dive, to love. Are you ready to leap into the waves, to witness this episode, and uncover the truths that might just redefine the shores of your own soul? Plunge in now, and let Grand Blue carry you away. Have you ever stood at the edge of a promise, your heart a drumbeat of trust and trepidation, wondering if the bonds you cherish could withstand the storm of truth? Or perhaps, tasted the bitter tang of a secret, its weight like seawater in your lungs, threatening to drown the laughter that once set your soul ablaze? Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 3, Tangled Nets, released on July 20th, 2025, is a riptide of raw emotion, pulling you into a world where every jest hides a confession, every dive a leap of faith. Feel the salt-stung air on your skin, hear the distant crash of waves like a heartbeat, sense the tremor of a bond stretched to its breaking point. This is no mere episode. It's a tempest, a whispered prophecy that stirs the echoes of your own unspoken truths. For those who revel in the chaotic camaraderie of Konosuba or the heartfelt revelry of Barakamon, this episode reignites that nostalgic fire, not as a fading ember, but as a roaring inferno that demands you dive into its heart, reckless and unafraid. Aizu's shores unfold like a canvas of sun and sea, where the ocean's depths mirror the complexities of the human heart, and the air is thick with the scent of sunscreen and spilled sake. This is the world of Grand Blue, a coastal crucible where college life collides with the wild pulse of youth, where every dive is a gamble, every night a saga. At its center is Iori Kitahara, a rogue with a grin sharp as coral, his bravado a flimsy shield against the ache of belonging he dares not name. His tousled hair and sunburned shoulders carry the weight of every reckless choice, each one a step toward or away from the family he's found. Chisa Kotegawa, the stoic diver, is a lighthouse in the storm, her piercing eyes a map to her unspoken loyalty, her dive suit clinging like a second skin, guarding a heart that yearns for for connection yet fears its cost. Shinji Takeda, the boisterous giant of the Peekaboo Club, is a tidal wave of laughter, his booming voice hiding a flicker of doubt about his place in a world moving too fast. Yuma Uchida's Iori is a symphony of snark and sincerity, his voice a jagged edge that softens in rare moments, like a wave retreating from the shore. Risa Shimizu's Chisa is a quiet storm, her clipped delivery cracking with a tremor of warmth, each word a pebble dropped into still waters. Hiroki Yasumoto's Takeda roars with infectious energy, yet his quieter tones carry the weight of a man staring at the horizon, unsure of what lies beyond. Can you feel their pulse, their laughter echoing the wild nights of your youth? Have you ever stood on a beach, the sand shifting beneath you, wondering if the bonds you hold could weather the tides of truth? These are not just characters, they are your companions. Their tangled nets a reflection of the ties that bind and bruise your own heart. What does it mean to trust when the truth could unravel everything you've built? Episode 3 dives into the turbulent waters of vulnerability, where Iori's sharp tongue falters, his jokes a fragile mask for a secret that threatens to fracture the Peekaboo Club. Chisa, ever the anchor, wrestles with the choice to confront or conceal, her silence a canvas for the pain of loyalty tested. Takeda, the jovial titan, faces the shadow of his own insecurities, his laughter a defiant shield against the fear of being left behind. Have you ever held a secret so heavy it burned your throat, knowing its release could either save or shatter those you love? This episode dares to ask, is trust a lifeline or a noose, a bond that frees or binds? Their struggles are a tapestry of identity and sacrifice, each thread woven with the tension of unspoken truths. Iori's reckless antics, Chisa's steady gaze, Takeda's booming challenges. They dance around a truth too raw to voice, their camaraderie a fragile raft in a sea of uncertainty. Like sailors of old, bound by the ship yet haunted by the storm, they navigate the currents of their own hearts, each choice a ripple that could capsize their world. When have you stood at the edge of confession, the words clawing at your lips, knowing the truth could change everything? The episode doesn't preach, it hums, letting the weight of its questions settle like salt on your skin, urging you to dive deeper into their tangled nets. Zero GS animation is a tidal surge, each frame a hymn to the ocean's wild beauty. The underwater scenes pulse with aquamarine light, corals swaying like forgotten promises, while the shore's golden haze wraps the characters in a fleeting embrace, warm as a summer's end. A low-angle shot of Iori, standing defiant against a crashing wave, casts him as a warrior battling his own heart, while a Dutch tilt during a heated exchange skews the world, mirroring the chaos within. Chisa's quiet moments are framed in close-ups, her eyes reflecting the sea's depths, a silent plea for understanding. Takeda's wild gestures explode across the screen, his shadow stretching like a giant's doubt. Can you feel the spray of the ocean, the warmth of the sand beneath your toes, as you watch their world unfold? The color palette is a dance of contrasts. Vibrant blues and greens clash with the fading oranges of dusk, hinting at the tension between freedom and finality. The animation's texture is both fluid and raw, the splash of waves and the clatter of bottles rendered with a visceral immediacy that pulls you into Aizu's embrace. Have you ever watched a storm gather on the horizon, its shadow promising both destruction and renewal? This is beauty that surges, that crashes, that leaves you breathless, yearning to plunge into the next frame. Some whisper that Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 3 lingers too long on its quieter moments, its introspective pauses a betrayal of the series' raucous spirit. Yet, this deliberate stillness is no flaw, but a masterstroke, each silence a canvas for the characters' unspoken fears, each pause a breath that deepens the weight of their bonds. The calm is not retreat, it's the tide pulling back, ready to crash with greater force. Others murmur that the humor feels familiar, a retread of Season 1's antics. Yet, this familiarity is not repetition, but a ritual, each laugh a thread in the tapestry of camaraderie, weaving the past into the present with unyielding vitality. Like a sports car roaring through a sleepy town, some call the comedy outdated, yet Grand Blue is a revolution, its raw energy proving that the flame of friendship never fades, that icons of joy endure. The soundtrack, crafted by Shigenabu Okawa and Hideyuki Fukasawa, is a living current, its melodies surging like the sea itself. A playful guitar riff weaves through the comedic chaos, each note a burst of laughter, while a haunting flute motif drifts beneath Chisa's introspective moments, a whisper of longing in the stillness. The opening, Blue Journey, by the Natsu Summer, is a defiant anthem, its rhythm pounding like waves against a cliff, while the ending, Aozora, by Yui Horii, lingers like a sea breeze, carrying the ache of moments slipping away. Have you ever heard a song that felt like a memory of nights lost to laughter, its melody a rope pulling you back to the shore of your youth? The absence of sound is a blade, a sudden hush as Iori faces his truth, the world holding its breath with him, the distant roar of the ocean a reminder of times relentless tide. The clink of glasses, the splash of a dive, the raucous cheers. These are not mere effects, but the heartbeat of Aizu, wrapping you in its wild rhythm, urging you to listen closer, to feel the pulse of their lives. There comes a moment, oh how it cuts, when the laughter fades, and the weight of truth crashes like a wave against the heart. Without spoiling, imagine a scene where the trio stands beneath a sky heavy with stars, their voices stilled, their souls laid bare by a single, shattering confession. It's not a clash of fists, but a collision of trusts, a moment where the nets of camaraderie tangle, threatening to tear. Have you ever faced a truth so raw it burned, knowing its utterance could either save or shatter those you hold dear? This is no mere turning point. It's a tide that reshapes the soul, a revelation that demands you witness its unfolding. What does it mean to trust when the truth could unravel everything? The episode leaves this question suspended, a hook lodged in your chest, its answer a mystery that pulls you toward the screen, desperate to know what lies beneath the surface. Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 3 is not a story to be watched. It is a dive into the depths of your own heart, a plunge into the tangled nets of trust and truth. Can you taste the salt on your lips, feel the burn of a secret in your throat, hear the laughter that drowns out the fear of loss? This episode is a mirror, reflecting the wild joy of your youth, the ache of bonds tested by time, the freedom you've chased in reckless moments. Like the chaotic nights of Gintama or the heartfelt antics of Horimiya, it reawakens the pulse of camaraderie, not as a memory, but as a call to live, to dive, to trust. Are you ready to plunge into the waves, to witness this episode, and uncover the truths that might just redefine the shores of your own soul? Dive in now, and let Grand Blue sweep you away. Have you ever chased a dream so fiercely it burned your lungs, only to find its shadow slipping through your fingers like sand on a windswept shore? Or perhaps, tasted the salt of ambition, its sting a reminder that every leap toward greatness risks a fall into the abyss of failure? Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 4, Drunk on Dreams, released on July 27, 2025, is a tidal surge of hope and hubris, a melody that hums with the reckless pulse of youth and the ache of aspirations just out of reach. Imagine the tang of sea air on your tongue, the pulse of a crowded bar thrumming in your chest, the fleeting warmth of a shared glance under a moonless sky. This is no mere episode. It's a siren's call, a half-forgotten dream that lures you to the edge of Aizu's cliffs, where the ocean whispers secrets of courage and collapse. For those who savored the wild revelry of Gintama or the heartfelt chaos of Horimiya, this episode rekindles that nostalgic blaze, not as a dim memory, but as a roaring wave that demands you dive into its depths. Heart-pounding, soul alight, Aizu's shores unfold like a tapestry woven with sunlight and salt, where the ocean's depths mirror the dreams that churn within its inhabitants, and the air hums with the clink of bottles and the laughter of reckless youth. This is the world of Grand Blue, a coastal crucible where college life teeters between freedom and folly, where every dive is a gamble, every night a hymn to fleeting dreams. At its heart is Iori Kitahara, a rogue with a grin sharp as a reef, his bravado a tattered sail hiding a heart that aches for purpose, his sunburned hands clutching dreams he dares not name. Beside him glides Chisa Kotegawa, a diver whose steely resolve is a beacon in the storm, her dive suit a second skin guarding a soul that yearns for connection yet fears its weight. Kohei Nanjo, the sly trickster of the Peekaboo Club, is a whirlwind of charm and chaos, his easy smirk a mask for the restless ambition that drives him to outshine the stars. Yuma Uchida's Iori is a tempest of sarcasm and longing, his voice a jagged wave that crashes with defiance yet softens in moments of doubt, like a tide retreating from the shore. Risa Shimizu's Chisa is a quiet current, her measured tones rippling with unspoken warmth, each word a stone smoothed by the sea. Yuki Ono's Nanjo dances between sly humor and raw ambition, his drawl a siren's song that hides a hunger for greatness. Can you feel their dreams, pulsing like the ocean's heartbeat? Have you ever stood on a cliff, the wind whipping your hair, wondering if your ambitions could carry you over the edge or drag you under? These are not just characters, they are your comrades, their dreams a mirror to the wild, untamed corners of your own soul. What does it mean to chase a dream when the cost could drown everything you hold dear? Episode 4 plunges into the crucible of ambition, where Iori's reckless bravado clashes with the weight of a challenge he can't ignore, his every jest a shield against the fear of falling short. Chisa, the stoic anchor, grapples with the pull of her own desires, her love for diving a silent prayer that threatens to pull her away from the group's chaos. Nanjo, ever the schemer, dances on the edge of hubris, his charm a mask for a hunger that risks consuming him. Have you ever chased a goal so fiercely it blinded you, only to feel the sting of doubt creeping like seawater into your lungs? This episode dares to ask, is ambition a fire that fuels you, or a wave that engulfs you? Their struggles weave a tapestry of freedom and sacrifice, each thread taut with the tension of dreams pursued at the cost of connection. Iori's wild antics, Chisa's steady hand on her gear, Nanjo's sly gambits. They are notes in a symphony of ambition, each one ringing with the joy of pursuit and the dread of failure. Like explorers of old, charting seas unknown yet haunted by the specter of shipwreck, they navigate the currents of their own hearts, each choice a ripple that could reshape their world. When have you stood at the crossroads of your own dreams, the path to glory paved with the risk of loss? The episode doesn't preach, it hums, letting the weight of its questions settle like sand in your soul, urging you to dive deeper into their dance. Zero GS animation is a tidal hymn, each frame a love song to the ocean's untamed spirit. The diving scenes shimmer with sapphire light, bubbles rising like fleeting hopes, while the shore's amber glow wraps the characters in a warmth that feels like a stolen summer. A low-angle shot of Iori, standing defiant against a churning sea, casts him as a titan wrestling with his own dreams, while a Dutch tilt during a chaotic bar scene skews the world, mirroring the vertigo of ambition unleashed. Chisa's quiet moments are framed in close-ups, her eyes reflecting the ocean's depths, a silent plea for balance. Nanjo's sly grins explode across the screen, his shadow stretching like a dream too big to contain. Can you feel the salt spray on your face, the heat of the sand underfoot, as you watch their world unfold? The color palette is a paradox of vibrancy and melancholy. The ocean's blues pulse with life, yet the fading purples of twilight hint at dreams slipping away. The animation's texture is fluid yet raw, the crash of waves and the clatter of bottles rendered with a tactile immediacy that pulls you into Izu's embrace. Have you ever watched a sunset and felt time pause, as if the world were holding its breath for your next leap? This is beauty that surges, that crashes, that leaves you gasping, yearning to plunge into the next frame. Some whisper that Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 4 leans too heavily on its comedic chaos, its boisterous antics a distraction from deeper storytelling. Yet, this raucous energy is no flaw, but a masterstroke, each laugh a thread in the tapestry of dreams, each stumble a step toward truths too raw to voice soberly. The chaos is not excess. It's a ritual, a celebration of ambition's wild pulse that binds the characters closer than any quiet moment could. Others murmur that the diving scenes are too brief, overshadowed by revelry. Yet, these fleeting glimpses of the ocean are not a weakness, but a siren's call, their brevity amplifying their allure, like a dream you ache to reclaim. Like a sports car roaring through a quiet town, some call the humor outdated, yet Grand Blue is a revolution, its raw energy proving that the flame of ambition never fades, that icons of joy endure. The soundtrack, crafted by Shigenabu Okawa and Hideyuki Fukasawa, is a living tide, its melodies swelling like the ocean's breath. A jaunty guitar riff dances through the barroom chaos, each strum a burst of reckless joy, while a soft violin motif hums beneath Chisa's diving scenes, a whisper of serenity amid the storm. The opening, Blue Journey, by the Natsu Summer, is a defiant anthem, its rhythm pounding like waves against a reef, while the ending, Aozora, by Yui Horii, lingers like a sea breeze, carrying the ache of dreams just out of reach. Have you ever heard a song that felt like a memory of nights lost to ambition, its melody a rope pulling you back to the shore of your youth? The absence of sound is a blade, a sudden hush as Iori faces his challenge, the world holding its breath with him, the distant roar of the ocean a reminder of time's relentless march. The clink of glasses, the splash of a dive, the raucous cheers. These are not mere effects, but the heartbeat of Izu, wrapping you in its wild rhythm, urging you to listen closer, to feel the pulse of their dreams. There comes a moment, oh how it burns, when the laughter fades, and the weight of ambition crashes like a wave against the soul. Without spoiling, picture a scene where the trio stands beneath a sky heavy with dreams, their voices stilled, their hearts laid bare by a single, reckless act. It's not a clash of fists, but a collision of aspirations, a moment where the masks of bravado slip, revealing the fragile hopes beneath. Have you ever faced a dream so vivid it blinded you, knowing its pursuit could either lift you to the stars or cast you into the depths? This is no mere turning point. It's a tide that reshapes the heart, a revelation that demands you witness its unfolding. What does it mean to chase a dream when the cost could drown all you love? The episode leaves this question hanging, a hook lodged in your chest, its answer a mystery that pulls you toward the screen, desperate to know what lies beyond the horizon. Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 4 is not a story to be watched. It is a dive into the depths of your own heart, a plunge into the wild dance of dreams and daring. Can you taste the salt on your lips, feel the burn of ambition in your veins, hear the laughter that drowns out the fear of failure? This episode is a mirror, reflecting the reckless joy of your youth, the ache of dreams tested by time, the freedom you've chased in fleeting moments. Like the chaotic nights of Konosuba or the heartfelt antics of Yuru Camp, it reawakens the pulse of ambition, not as a memory, but as a call to live, to dive, to dream. Are you ready to leap into the waves, to witness this episode, and uncover the truths truths that might just redefine the shores of your own soul? Dive in now and let Grand Blue sweep you away.